One of the country's military assets are submarines. All powerful nations have submarines. According to Global Firepower, North Korea owns the largest number of military submarines in the world, with 83 submarines. Next ranked is China, which has 74 submarines. The United States has 71 submarines and Russia has 62. But very powerful countries have nuclear submarines that don't need refueling. This is the advantage of atomic submarines, which can stay underwater for long periods of time without refueling. America is first in the ranking of atomic submarines. All 75 United States submarines are atomic. Next in rank is Russia, which has 33 atomic submarines. And then there is Britain, France, China, and India, whose submarines will be reduced by the time we get to India. India has 2 atomic submarines. These submarines are used for spying, attacks, launching missiles, or even launching atomic bombs. These submarines are ideal for the most part. That is, they patrol deep water for no reason until they are finally entrusted with a mission. For example, a submarine navigating the Atlantic Ocean. The captain of the submarine is ordered to go to the Pacific Ocean. It slowly moves towards its destination, and upon reaching the destination, they order it to sail towards the Indian Ocean. But let's put the subs aside. What are the status of the employees inside the submarine? Atomic submarines come on the surface of the water every 3 or 4 months, and most of the time they are underwater. Our question is, what kind of life do you occupants of the submarines live? Under United States Navy law, only men can enter atomic submarines and the hiring of women is prohibited. Submarine staff are selected after passing many very tough tests. You could say they are like space explorers. Their bodies should be perfectly healthy. They have to be very strong psychologically, genetically, have a high level, and have a well-developed body and be very patient. The reason they have to be psychologically strong is because they have to have a high mastery of their nerves, because they are usually underwater for more than 100 days. If one of the employees gets nervous, they can kill everyone and fire atomic weapons. After 100 days, they only come to the surface of the water due to the completion of their food. According to the military record, recently a submarine was able to stay underwater for 328 days. Imagine 328 days in a room. You don't see nature and no sunshine heats your body. Not even fresh air will reach you. I must say that the air inside submarines is recycled. That is, they purify the same air and add to the oxygen they get from the water. Water is also recycled. Imagine living in that condition for 328 days. From the day the nuclear submarine is built, nuclear fuel is placed inside it. Then he will fill up until retirement, and he'll be underwater just to get food and change personnel. Inside the submarine, day and night make no sense. The time is divided into 3 to 6 hours. They work 3 hours, they read and exercise for 6 hours. Of course, exercise is mandatory, and they sleep 6 hours later. And the cycle continues like this. Actually, days around the clock on a submarine is 18 hours. The reason for this division is that if they want to work based on the timing of the pitch, they get depressed. Each submarine employee does not have a separate room. Each person has only 140 square centimeters of space, which is his bed. The clerks calls these beds coffin. A relatively large nuclear submarine has more than 130 employees. When you are inside the submarine, you have to be quiet at all times because there are always a few people sleeping. Submarine people should be like robots, emotionless and soulless. The next problem is living in a bathing submarine. For example, there are only 2 bathrooms for 130 personnel. According to the rules of the submarine, you need to leave the bath for less than 5 minutes because purified water is limited. The space is so scant that the exercise room is the same as the first aid room. The scariest thing is that for every 60 people, there is only 1 toilet. But there is a good atmosphere for different games, a fairly large room where there is a TV and a variety of games. Employees are advised to go to this room and get together and play games to calm their minds. Heart of submarine nuclear reactor occupies a third of submarine space. Then, the largest space is related to the kitchen, where they cook different dishes so that employees do not get tired of uniform dishes and at least their food is varied. In the first days of the submarine mission, the food is fresh, but after a few weeks and running out of fresh ingredients, only canned food is served. I'm sure you're very surprised by the video so far. My friends, it took a lot of effort to make this video. Please support us by liking and commenting on the video and subscribing to the Dark Fact channel. There is no internet inside the submarine, and the reason is that once the sub has internet and different calls are exchanged, it is tracked by enemies and the mission is leaked. The use of mobile phones inside the submarine is prohibited. It is better to say that the phones do not signal. You can't even talk to your family because every submarine is like a spy and moves anonymously. For this reason, there should be no trace of it. Well, it could be said there are only sub-employees who aren't addicted to the internet. There is another rule in submarines that you should never argue with anyone inside. Submarine sailors do not have the right to fight inside the submarine, and there should not be an argument inside it. For this reason, the discussion of sports and politics is strictly prohibited. If 2 people get into a fight, they are both fired. Under United States Army regulations, military personnel cannot have beards or long hair, but submarine sailors can wear beards and hair. But by the time they disembark from the submarine to port, they have to cut their beard and hair. Submarines are one of the most important spying tools of countries, and the information they collect has little to do with satellites. It was very hard work. Do you agree with me? The salaries of submarines are great, but working on a submarine is also onerous. A novice sailor receives $7,000 a month, and the higher the rank, the salary increases, and the highest rank of a submariner, the captain, receives $13,000 a month. Would you be willing to go deep into the ocean with these conditions and with these rights and not see the sun for more than 100 days?